Hello and welcome my dear friends and students. Now in this video I am going to explain very important two topics. The first one is equation of continuity and second one is the Bernoulli's theorem. So let us consider the first concept, that is the equation of continuity. This equation of continuity is simply the relation between area of cross section of that object through which the liquid flow and the velocity of the fluid or liquid. So the product of area of cross section of the pipe through which that fluid flow and V is the velocity of that fluid. The product of area and velocity that always remain constant. It means that whenever we consider the flow of any liquid through the smaller area of cross section, then its velocity that is greater. When fluid move through the region having smaller area of cross section, the velocity that will be greater, and when we consider the greater area of cross section, then the velocity of that fluid that will be less, so that the product of area and velocity that remain constant. Now in order to show this, let us consider one pipe or tube whose both ends are open. I draw here a diagram, that is, I consider here P and Q, that are the two ends of that tube. These two ends are in such a way that area of cross section of P end is smaller than area of cross section of the end Q. Now we are considering here the flow of fluid which is incompressible. When this fluid flow from P end to Q end. Now what is the relation between area and velocity? We have to prove it. So for that, let us consider a steady flow of an incompressible fluid. We already know what we mean by incompressible fluid, where its volume remain constant, density remain constant, mass remain constant, that is the incompressible. Now when we consider a steady flow of a fluid which is incompressible as shown in figure. Now here when we consider a steady flow and when we consider the velocity of particles of fluid at a particular point, then the velocity at particular point that remain constant, but when that particle move from one position to other position, its velocity may vary, velocity may change. That's why here when it flows through the area of cross section, its velocity is greater, and when the same fluid flow through the broader end, its velocity that will be less. So that's why I write here this point. For a steady flow, the velocity of particle remain constant at particular point, but when that particle move from one place to another place, its velocity may vary. It means either increases or decreases. Now in order to prove this relation AV equal to constant, let us consider certain things. A1 be the area of cross section of the end P, A2 be the area of cross section at end Q. Now here we are considering A1 be the area of cross section at end P, A2 be the area of cross section at end Q, in such a way that A2 is greater than A1. Now consider the velocity of the fluid which is entering at end P and leaving at end Q. Let V1 be the velocity of fluid at end P, V2 be the velocity of fluid at end Q. So that's why right here V1 and V2 be the velocities of fluid at section A1 and A2, that is the cross section A1 and A2. Now here in such a way that velocity V1 that is greater than that of the velocity V2. Rho be the density of the fluid which we consider. Now here, when the fluid start flowing from this P end, now consider these are the particles of the fluid which are initially present. Now when this fluid start flowing, it will move in further direction. That is, let us consider only this part. Now when we consider this part, which is obtained just by considering the motion of particles of the fluid. Now we have to consider the distance covered by that particles of the fluid. So we know that velocity equal to, actually it is displacement upon time, but we are considering only the magnitude. That's why we can write it here, velocity equal to distance upon time. So we have to find the distance covered by that particle in time t. So that's why I write here v1t is the distance covered by the particles of fluid in time t. That's why I write here v1t be the distance covered by the fluid molecules in time t at Pa. Now consider the same thing when these particles or molecules of the fluid reach at the end Q. Now it will leave that pipe. Now here again consider the distance covered by that molecules or particles of the fluid in same time, that is the t. Here now the distance covered by that molecules or particles of the fluid, that is equal to v2 into t. So that's why I write here v1t distance covered by the fluid molecules in time t at Pa. v2 into t, that is the distance covered by the fluid molecules in time t at end Q. Now let us consider whatever the volume of water entering from P end and volume of water that will be leaving from the Q end. Now here you have to consider this formula, density equal to mass upon volume. Therefore volume, here we consider this formula later on, that is mass equal to density into volume, that is for whatever the amount of water, that is the mass of water entering from the end and mass of the water leaving from the end. First of all consider here the volume. Now volume of the cylinder, whatever we consider this portion of the tube, when these molecules move through this distance v1 into t and v2 into t. So volume of water entering from the P end, that is equal to what? That is area of cross section into distance. Now I write here area of cross section A1 and distance covered equal to what? v1 into t, that is A1 v1 into t. Similarly, volume of water leaving from the Q end, that is equal to area of cross section into distance, that is A2 into V2 into T. So here, before moving further, let us quickly revise it. Now you have to consider one fluid which is incompressible, which is flowing through a tube whose area of cross section that is different. Now when we consider the velocity of particular particles of the fluid in a steady flow, its velocity at that point may be constant, remain constant, but when that particle move from one place to another place, its velocity changes. Then consider the things which are needed to obtain this relation. A1, A2, area of cross section at 2 end, V1, V2, velocity of the fluid at 2 end, rho density of the fluid. Now consider the distance covered by that liquid molecules where it move from one point to other point in time t, that is v1t, distance covered by the fluid molecules at Pn, v2 into t, distance covered by the fluid molecules in time t at Qa. Now consider whatever the amount of volume entering through the first end, that is P, and consider the volume of fluid, that is the leaving the other end. Now consider volume of water or fluid entering from the P end, that is equal to A1 V1 into T. How we write A1 V1 into T? Area into distance. That is the here volume of cylinder, and A2 into, that is A2 V2 into T. Now we have to consider the amount of mass, quantity of water, whatever entering from this end, the same quantity of water that will be leaving from this end. Now after considering the volume of water entering at one end and leaving at the other end, now let us consider the mass of the fluid entering at one end and leaving at the other end. Now we are using that formula, that is we have density equal to mass upon volume. That's why mass equal to density into volume. So I write here mass of the fluid entering the tube at P end, which is represented by M1, equal to density into volume. So volume of fluid at P end, that is area into distance, so that is A1 into V1 T. Similarly, mass of the fluid leaving the tube at other end, that is at end Q, that is equal to M2, equal to density into volume, that is the A2 into V2 into T. Now as the liquid is incompressible, therefore mass as well as volume of the liquid that or fluid that always constant or equal. That's why whatever the mass of fluid entering at end P, that must be equal to the mass of fluid that will be leaving at the end Q. So equating equation 1 and 2, we have M1 equal to M2 as the fluid is same at end P, at end Q. That's why here we write the density same, rho into, that is the volume, A1 V1 into T. Here now cancelling this density and the time, we have A1 V1 equal to A2 V2. A1 V1 equal to A2 V2, it means that the product of area and velocity, that always equal to constant. Now this AV is nothing but the volume rate of flow of fluid, which can be represented by dV by dt, which is called as a volume of fluid per unit time, that is the volume flux. Now this continuity equation says that the rate of flow